Good afternoon and welcome to Game 2 of an exciting SCIAC softball doubleheader between the Regals of Cal Lutheran and your Laverne Leopards. I'm Christopher Livingston, being joined today by my colleague Billy Lopez as we are live at Campus West for this exciting matchup. Laverne came out dominant in Game 1, putting on a 7-1 performance against Cal Lutheran. Billy, who's playing in our starting lineups for Game 2?
J.C. Watanabe leading things off, already in the dish, behind the count 0-2. Batting second, Marissa Alfaya. Batting third, Kendall Marinesi. Batting fourth, Olivia Leyva.
As there's the strikeout right there.
Batting fifth, Kat Slaybach. Batting sixth, Scooter Rapisardi. Batting seventh, Michaela Mayhew. Batting eighth, Brittany Workman. Batting ninth, McKenna Palarin. And in that flex position is Abby Howard catching.
Get ready for the at-bat. There's a pitch outside, 1-0.
For Navarro, starting off that first batter, 1-2-3, striking her out, exactly what she wanted to do.
Gets ready for the second one, hits it, tipped to the left, foul. Count will now be 1-1.
Navarro picked up her 23rd strikeout. And that first out, now tied for first on Laverne and first in SCIAC.
Outside, 1-2 is the count. Navarro winds up, there he goes. Hits it to ground, picked up, and thrown out at first base.
It was a nice play by Borden, the third baseman. She was able to get down to her left knee, dive to the left, get up quickly, and throw a strike over to first.
And that fielding ability that Laverne has really helped him out in Game 1. There's the pitch, strike right down the middle.
Defensive lineman for Laverne, Rachel Ogata in left, Condon in center, Kendricks in right, Borden at third, Tevis at short, De Guzman at second, Gomez at first. Behind the plate, catching is D'Angelo.
Right at the right outside corner for strike two. McKenna Palarin at bat. Correction, it was Kendall Marinesi at bat. Navarro gets ready for the next pitch. Hit high to left, and it is caught just outside the foul line. That's 3 outs, and that will retire the side. So it's at the end of it. So now with the bottom of the inning, the score is tied at 0. You are watching SCIAC Softball on LVTV3 Laverne Community Television.
And great job by Catherine Navarro, able to work a 1-2-3 inning. First time all day today that we've seen that from a Leopard pitcher. As we take a look at the Leopard lineup now, leading things off will be Carly Condon in center field. Batting second at second base, Michelle De Guzman. Batting third at short, Shelby Tevis. Batting fourth and pitching, Catherine Navarro. Batting fifth and catching, Angelica D'Angelo. Batting sixth at the designated player spot, Melissa Garcia. Batting seventh at third, Justin Borden. Batting eighth and right, Sienna Kendricks. Batting ninth and left is Rachel Ogata. And in that flex position, playing first base, is Haley Gomez.
Those bats for Laverne really came alive in Game 1, putting on 2 home runs, 2 major home runs that helped set them over the top. Do you think that they can keep up that momentum in Game 2?
Well, it's going to be tough to do so against Brittany Workman. She's 1-0 on the season. It's her second game ever. In her first start, she went the distance, going 7 innings, allowing only 7 hits, only 1 run allowed while striking out 3. But she did walk 6 batters in her one and only start. So if Laverne can be a little bit patient and maybe see if Workman is struggling a little bit, finding that strike zone again, then perhaps Laverne can do things differently by getting on base.
Here comes Carly Condon into the box to prepare for her at-bat. Workman on the mound, prepares to begin the at-bat. 1-0 is the count.
Now outfield shading a little bit inside on Condon. Condon only with 1 homer on the season.
Condon hits it deep down the center, and it is caught for an out.
And J.C. Watanabe just scooting over about 1 foot in front of the warning track in dead center field, puts it away, but Condon gave it a ride about 200 feet to dead center field.
Laverne still keeping up that aggressiveness with their bats as they did in the first game. Here comes Michelle de Guzman at bat. Inside for a ball. Ooh, close inside. The 2-0 count.
De Guzman in game 1 of this 2-game set, she went 0 for 3 with a strikeout, so trying to atone herself here.
De Guzman hits it far left, and it is gone. With a 1-run homer, Michelle Guzman. De Guzman.
De Guzman got extended on that 2-0 pitch, got the green light from coach, and absolutely blistered it deep to left field. Her first homer of the season, and also picks up her second RBI.
As you look at the replay, big hit to left field. Barely cleared the fence, but enough to already put an early lead on the board for Laverne.
Now batting number 24.
And Laverne doing things the same way they did in game 1 of this 2-game set. It was the 2-run homer by D'Angelo. Now it's the solo shot by De Guzman.
Shelby Tevis at the plate for the 1-0 count. Shelby Tevis really got things going in game 1 with a double to really start to get that momentum going for Laverne. She hits it left for a foul. 1-1 is the count.
Yeah, Chris, and after that double, she was retired consecutive times. So trying to get back things going here.
Workman gets ready, stretches, pitches, outside for the 2-1 count.
Left side of the infield for Kalu, shading a little bit inside on Tevis.
Dangerously close inside for the 3-1 count. Brittany Workman trying to relax after giving up the home run. And Tevis hits it deep left for a foul. Almost cleared the net into the men's baseball field. Big hit right there.
And there's a game going on over there that could have been, bothering someone in the outfield.
Tevis hits it, flies up for the foul.
That home run by De Guzman was the first home run allowed by Brittany Workman all season long.
Here we go. Here's the full count. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Inside once again for the walk.
And that's something we talked about before the game started. Workman had a little bit of trouble in her first start of the season, had 6 walks in 7 innings, pretty much almost a walk per inning, and there's that walk right there with 1 away to Shelby Tevis. And now here comes Navarro coming up, really been leading this offense for Laverne all season long.
Catherine Navarro, who currently leads SCIAC with home runs with 4. She has a very powerful swing. Definitely a force to be reckoned with on the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0. Oh, strike, as I was. 0-1. Navarro hits it, pops up, foul.
Navarro's not going to be up there too long, an aggressive hitter. He's only walked once all season long. And an RBI single to break the score open in game 1 of this 2-game set.
Violation of time between pitches. Ball to the batter.
Umpire called timeout. Navarro resets. Here's the 0-2. Inside. 1-2's the count. 2-2's the count.
Yeah, the umpire gave a ball to the batter.
Outside and a swing and miss for Navarro. She strikes out. But Shelby Tevis able to advance and take the base.
Workman did not honor the time called by Navarro after the umpire signaled for it. So it was a bit of infraction on Workman, and when that happens, it's going to be a ball awarded to the batter, and that's why you had that awkward count. But nonetheless, Navarro unable to capitalize on it as he strikes out.
Angelica D'Angelo at the plate. Shelby Tevis takes the base off of a low pitch.
And good base running by Tevis, able to steal second on the strikeout pitch to Navarro, and then moving over to third on the wild pitch. And now the catcher, Abby Howard, looked like she jammed her thumb.
D'Angelo, who really got things going in game 1 with that home run, clear into left field to get things started for Laverne. Hopes to repeat that performance in game 2.
So 2 away in this delay in the game. Defensive alignment for Kowloon: in left field, Marissa Alfaya; in center field, J.C. Watanabe; in right, Kat Slaybog; at third, Olivia Leyva; at short, Scooter Rapisardi; second baseman, Michaela Mayhew; at first, McKenna Palarin. At the moment, catching is Abby Howard, unless they substitute her for that hand issue that she had on that last pitch. And pitching for Kowloon is Brittany Workman.
We wait on the status of Abby Howard.
And Howard only batting 182 on the season, but she's caught all games for Kowloon. No rest in between, so she's really a workhorse, kind of leading the pitching staff, if you will, putting down the signs for Kowloon. So if they lose her, it could be a big loss.
It could be. Then it's just a matter of who replaces her and who can have that same impact that she provides. On the opposite side, you have Angelica D'Angelo, also a catcher, native of Anaheim Hills, California, from Canyon High School, batting .273 on the season. We're gonna do some practice throws to Howard.
And she jammed that finger, just taped it up. Catcher is one of the most impressive players on the field.
When you hurt that finger, it looks like her index finger. That affects how you spin the ball, how you throw the ball. You have to completely modify your throwing motion.
And for Laverne, not really a base-stealing team, but now with that slight injury to Howard on that throwing arm, they might change things up.
There's a strike right there, down the middle. 1-1 is the count.
D'Angelo was 1 for 2 in game 1, had that home run, grounded out and walked.
Inside, hits it, pop foul. 1-2 is the count, 2 outs. Laverne currently leading 1-0 at the bottom of the first. Brittany Workman prepares for her next pitch. Winds up, pitches it, ground foul. Count remains 1-2.
D'Angelo right there, just staying alive, down in the count 1-2. Anything close, got to protect, and that's exactly what she did.
Workman pitches, hits it, goes to shortstop. Shortstop to first for the out, and that'll do it for the inning. So at the end of the inning, the score is Laverne leading 1-0. You are watching SkyX Softball on Laverne on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
To have hepatitis C. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you could still have hepatitis C, a serious disease that's a leading cause of liver cancer. Everyone born 1945 to 65 should get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments can now cure this disease. Talk to your doctor about getting tested.
Softball, this is Christopher Livingston alongside Billy Lopez. Laverne currently leading 1-0 at the beginning of the second inning. Captain Navarro prepares to pitch again. Up next to bat is Olivia Leyva for Cal Lutheran.
Yeah, we're going to see how good Catherine Navarro is going through this heart of the lineup. Olivia Leyva, Kat Slaybaugh moving in the lineup now to protect Leyva, and then Scooter Rapisardi will follow Kat. But Navarro was able to put together a 1-2-3 inning while also picking up a strikeout, which moves her in a tie with her teammate Ellie Ponce with 23 strikeouts to lead SkyAC early on this season.
This is an opportune time for Cal Lutheran to try and take a lead, trying to at least tie the game. As Captain Navarro prepares for the first pitch of the inning. Hits it, and it is foul to the right.
Yeah, Haley Gomez, the first baseman, gave it a look, but it was going to hit right off the top of the visiting dugout down the first baseline.
Oh, 0-1 is the count.
Leyva was 1 for 3 in game 1.
Outside for the ball. One and one is the count. Captain Navarro winds up. Here's the pitch. Outside for the second ball.
And Leyva, with the great patience, able to lay off that 1-1 pitch outside. Part of the reason why she has a .500 on-base percentage.
High for the third ball. 3-1 is the count. No outs. Navarro gets ready for the 3-1 pitch. It is called a walk. Not how Captain Navarro wanted to start off the inning.
Not how she wanted to, but she definitely has the stuff to get out of this. Only a walk right now, maybe get Slaybaugh to ground one, something to the middle of the infield, and perhaps Laverne could turn to.
He's ready for the bunt, but that flies foul.
So they had the sacrifice down for first play. We'll see if they maintain with that same mentality, trying to get the tying run in scoring position in Leyva.
Catherine Slaybaugh, right field at bat. 0-1 is the count. 1 on first. Here's the pitch. She hits it deep into left, but that's going to go foul.
Slaybaugh was able to get her hands through in that strike zone, just turned on it a little bit too soon, pulled it foul about 220 feet.
0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch from Navarro. Swing on and a miss. And that is a strikeout from Navarro. 1 out.
It's a beautiful change of speeds. After having her turn on one, almost timing it up right, changes the speeds on that one, has her way out in front, and now Navarro takes over sole possession of strikeouts in Skyac with 24.
Antonia Rapisardi, the infield at bat. There's another attempted bunt. She pulled out of it for the first ball of the count, 1-0.
Rapisardi was 2 for 2, drove in the only run on a sacrifice fly in game 1.
It's high for a ball, throwing it to first base, but the runner gets there in time.
Kind of an awkward position for Gomez.
She stays inside, trying to grab in case of a bunt. Slaybaugh. Rapisardi hits and the ball flies foul. You have to wonder if Cal Lutheran is going to try and use the same aggressive base running that they used in game 1 to try and rattle Navarro as she pitches for the ball.
Well, you almost have to if you're Cal Lu. They're not doing it the long ball all season long, only have 1 home run as a team. And last year they only hit 8 altogether, so they definitely are a small ball team. The runner at first in Leyva leads the team in stolen bases with 4.
There's the pitch and swing on and miss for the 3-2 count, for the full count.
I was a little bit surprised that they were trying to bunt her over to second. Why not let Leyva use her legs and speed to get into scoring position herself, and then perhaps bunt her over to third? Now they got to change up things.
Full count, hits right down into center field. Rapisardi gets the hit and advances Leyva to second base.
Well, Scooter Rapisardi having quite the day. Was 2 for 2 in game 1. Now is 1 for 1. 3 hits now on the day.
And back to what you were saying as we look at the replay. There's the pitch, hits it right in the center of the barrel of the bat as it flies into center field. Michaela Mayhew at bat. She swings on, foul.
We're starting to see a little bit more aggressiveness from this Cal Lu offense. 4 in game 1, they were taking a lot of first pitch. Granted, Gianna Rojo wasn't around the strike zone early on, but with Navarro around the strike zone, they're showing their aggressiveness.
Outside for the ball. 1-1 is the count. And another thing is, when you look at how Laverne played in the last game, their fielding was so great. Maybe that's why risking a bunt, they didn't want, I guess Cal Lutheran didn't want to take that risk with a bunt. As Navarro takes the pitch, swing on and a miss. 1-2 is the count.
You talk about swing and miss stuff. Navarro definitely has that. Laverne has quite the talent. Two-way player, getting it done on the offense with 4 home runs to lead Skyac, and now has 24 strikeouts to lead Skyac. The two-way player, only a sophomore.
Inside for the ball. 2-2 is the count. Now, there was a period in the last game where Cal Lutheran had the bases loaded, and it could have ended in a disaster for Laverne. Swing on, foul. That could have really been a turning point in the last game. However, Laverne was able to keep composure and use those fielding skills of theirs to get out of that tight spot. And there's a swing and a foul.
Quite the battle by Michaela Mayhew. Has been 2-2 for a while. Been on top of that fastball that Navarro has been trying to sneak past her. We'll see if she changes up speeds.
Navarro winds up. There's the pitch. Swing on, foul. Count remains at 2-2 with 1 out and two on base.
And she did change speeds right there, but Mayhew was reading it just like a book. Had a piece of it on the outside corner to stay alive.
Currently witnessing a chess match between the pitcher and the hitter as that goes high for a 3-2. So full count, 2 on base, 1 out. Laverne currently leading at the top of the second, 1-0. Game 2 of this doubleheader. As Navarro winds up, pitches. Another swing on, foul to the left. Mayhew playing at the plate very aggressively, not trying to let anything get past her. Doesn't want to risk a called strike.
You always like to see these long pitcher-batter duels. Most of the time, that benefits the hitter. They get to see a lot more stuff.
Hits it into right. And it's caught out.
Yeah, Sienna Kendricks running down that line. Right field, had a lot of room to cover, about 30 feet towards her left.
Now batting number 11.
Laid out in foul
Brittany
territory to make the catch. Moving over to second to third was Olivia Leyva.
Hits it, flies off to right. Almost foul, but great job by Kendricks to make the grab. There's the pitch. 0-1. Great athleticism, great speed by Kendricks to make that grab.
The first time we're seeing workmen of this game. Came in to pinch hit last game.
Here's a pitch from Navarro. Hits, fouled. Cal Lutheran playing very aggressively on the plate compared to what they were in the last game.
But Navarro's been around the plate, so to mention in game 1, Gianna Rojo was struggling to find that strike zone, so Cal Lu had to have a different game plan, and they're adjusting here to Navarro.
Outside for the ball. Navarro trying to limit any damage with a runner on third. She winds up for the pitch. Outside, wild pitch as runner advances to second.
Ian, great play by D'Angelo at catcher. They kind of benefited that it didn't hit the protective netting behind home plate. Instead, it hits the backstop, which is about 10 feet from the catcher, and ricocheted perfectly to D'Angelo, and that's why Leyva at third had to stay put.
Navarro pitches, hits, fouled. Cal Lutheran making Navarro work in this inning. Full count. There's the pitch. Hits it, tipped, foul.
Once again, we talked about the inability for Cal Lu to drive runners in that were in scoring position in game 1. They left 8 runners on base, 7 of which were in scoring position. They have a chance here with 2 in scoring position at second and third to perhaps tie it and take the lead.
Or the full count hits it left, and that is gone! Navarro and hits a home run from left. A 3-run shot into left puts Cal Lutheran up on top.
Brittany Workman, you know, power meets power, and that one was drilled deep left field. You got a fan sitting out there on a prop-up chair out there in left field. That one cleared him about 250 feet.
And that was such a rocket of a hit. It had didn't have height, but it had enough elevation to get over the fence. Navarro prepares for the next pitch. Outside and high for the 1-0 count. The pitch to McKenna Pellerin.
For Kalu, they took a note out of Laverne's playbook right there, getting things done with the power.
2-0 is the count off that pitch.
All foul balls and home run balls to the home dugout.
The score currently 3-0 Cal Lutheran. 3-1 over Laverne. Cal Lutheran leads. The pitch. There is a foul. Cal Lutheran definitely changing the way they hit in this game, getting under the ball instead of grounding it, which seemed to have been, sealed the deal for them in Game 1. There's a pitch, swing on and a miss. 2-2 is the count. Catherine Navarro just trying to get out of this inning, trying to minimize the amount of damage. Navarro pitches high for the 3-2 count.
Cal Lu that has gotten them into this position. 4 consecutive full counts.
Outside, and there's the walk.
And Navarro hasn't really fooled anyone this entire inning. Sure, she had the strikeout of Kat Slaybog for the first out, but she has now 2 walks, a single. The second out was, if you remember, that diving catch by Sienna Kendricks in right field. Other than that, Kalu has been all over that fastball of Navarro.
And as I said, it looks like they're swinging their bat differently. They're getting under the ball and trying to put elevation on it, trying to work the outfield more. Whereas before, they were hitting grounders in Game 1, and that really kind of sealed it for them, as that infield of Laverne was just superior to get the runners out.
Brings up Watanabe.
At the top of the lineup, Watanabe. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner.
It's the 7th batter Kalu has sent to the plate.
Watanabe struck out at her first at-bat. Navarro pitches. That's a ball, and attempted to throw out the runner.
Yeah, it was a good throw by D'Angelo. It's just Tevis wasn't recognizing the steal. And with the lefty up to bat, it's her job to cover second on the stolen base. She was a little bit late, but credit Condon in center field backing up the throw.
Outside. 2-1 is the count. And if you look, Tevis is playing a little bit too far from second to have been able to run up and make that grab. Here's the pitch. Hit on and foul.
And the reason why Tevis is playing a little bit more towards the third baseline as opposed to up the middle is because Watanabe likes to go the other way. Despite being a lefty, most lefties like to pull it, but she's more of a slap hitter, likes to go the other way.
Navarro's pitch. Outside corner for the strikeout to retire the side. Watanabe's second strikeout of the day. So at the end of the top of the second, the score is Cal Lutheran with 3, Laverne with 1. You are watching the SCIAC softball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
And for Cal Lu, that's exactly what they needed. They needed a big inning. It looked like it was going to be similar to what we saw in Game 1, putting runners on, getting them into scoring position, and then leaving them there. But Brittany Workman said, I'm pitching. I need some run support. She got it done herself. Blasts a 3-run homer, and Cal Lu's up 3-1. Now the question is, can Laverne answer Brittany Workman?
And you also look at Laverne. They have such good hitters. They're so aggressive at the plate that they can change this game with 1 hit. So for Cal Lutheran, they have to be feeling pretty good right now. They have a nice 2-run lead over Laverne. And it's up to that defense as well as Brittany Workman at the mound to try and limit Laverne from making any huge hits, any huge plays. I think the key right here is for Cal Lutheran to basically outscore Laverne. Make Laverne have to beat you with their bats.
For Cal Lu, first time we're going to see them playing with a lead.
Number 8, Melissa Garcia.
Here comes the DP, Melissa Garcia, up to bat. She takes her place in the box. Workman's first pitch, inside. 0-1 is the count. Great pitch, low and down the middle. Workman gets ready for the 0-1. Outside. 1-1 is the count.
Garcia out of Norwalk, California, went to school in Lakewood.
Outside. 2-1 is the count. He's currently with a .280 batting average, 2 home runs on the season, 5 RBIs. Swing on and a miss. 2-2 is the count.
She had an RBI single in Game 1 to extend the lead at that time, 7-1 in our first game.
Morgan gets ready, winds up for the pitch, hits and foul.
And for Laverne, you got to do that. You just got to battle against Workman, make her throw all her pitches, see a little bit more, maybe exhaust her a little bit.
2-2 is the count. Workman's pitch, outside, full count.
Second full count that a Laverne hitter has seen. The first one was Tevis in the first, and she benefited by getting a walk.
Inside, foul.
Try to sneak a heater right on the inside corner. Garcia got her hands through, able to foul that one back to stay alive.
Full count. Workman gets ready for the pitch. Inside for a foul. Came dangerously close to hitting Garcia, but she was able to pull and hit the ball out of the way.
You know, she likes that ball inside. She's great with her hands to turn on those, despite that one almost hitting her.
Workman hits it, but it is hit high and to left, and it is going to be out.
And Garcia just got under that one just a little bit too much. Another inside pitch that Workman tried to tempt her with. Garcia just misses that one.
It had height, it just didn't have the distance to go over. Here's Justice Borden, the third baseman, at the plate. With the first pitch, a called ball.
Borden out of Victorville, California. Had a nice defensive stop in the first inning.
Low and outside. 2-0 is the count.
Borden, a sophomore, trying to take on a greater role this season.
Inside for the strike. 2-1 is the count. Brittany Workman already 31 pitches in here in the second inning, trying to fight off this Laverne counterattack. Hits it deep. Right center field, caught, and it is out.
Kat Slaybog in right field, one of the best outfielders in SCIAC, able to drift almost effortlessly towards the right center field gap, about 20 feet towards her right. Puts it away for a big out number 2.
Sienna Kendricks.
Sienna Kendricks at bat. Had an amazing grab in the first inning. Correction, the top of the second inning. A nice grab that could have went foul. There's the pitch, low and a ball.
Kendricks in game 1 hit an opposite field 2-run shot. 2 outs, base is empty. Might try to run into one.
Inside for the strike. 1-1 is the count. Hits it into the gap, caught by second baseman, thrown to first for the out. Great fielding by Cal Lutheran to get Sienna Kendricks out to wrap up the inning. At the end of the inning, the score is Cal Lutheran 3, Laverne 1. You are watching the SCIAC softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to today's softball game. The Laverne Leopards and Cal Lutheran Regals, with Cal Lutheran currently leading at the top of the third, 3-1 over Laverne. As Catherine Navarro, the pitcher, prepares for another inning. She had a little bit of a rough start in the last inning, Billy.
Yeah, she did. Ran into trouble. Looked like she was going to evade it, though. Had runners at second and third, and those 2 runners via walks alongside that single by Scooter Rapisardi, but then giving up a home run to the counterpart, Brittany Workman.
And if you look at the stats, Cal Lutheran really being aggressive, as they've already got Catherine Navarro at 51 pitches thus far after 2 innings. Really trying to frustrate her, really trying to tire her out on the mound. Marissa Alfaya with the foul.
And perhaps it could be wearing her down, as looking over to my left, there is someone warming up in the Laverne bullpen. Unable to get a number at the moment.
There's a swing on, just up to shortstop, caught by Tevis, out. Ball kind of hung there for a second, and Tevis was able to make the grab.
Number 20, Kendall Miranesi.
Ashley Caro warming up in the Laverne bullpen. She came in game 1 to finish off the game in the 7th inning.
Kendall Miranesi hits it in the gap to center for the single. Cal Lutheran really being aggressive at the plate. Another big hit.
And another first pitch swinging by Kalu. So Navarro trying to sneak in a first pitch strike and get ahead of this Kalu offense. They're not having any of it.
Olivia Leyva at the plate. She was walked at her last at-bat.
Haley Gomez, first baseman, going over to the pitcher's circle to give some words of encouragement to Navarro.
Outside. 1-0 is the count.
Leyva, the star hitter for this Kalu team.
Low and outside for the strike. 1-1 is the count. Navarro hoping to get out of an early inning to avoid getting any deeper into her pitch count. As she pitches, swung on and a miss. 1-2.
Navarro has found success when she's gone to her off-speed stuff, getting this Kalu team out in front.
Pitches way outside for the ball.
She tried to go double up on that same off-speed. That one just hung a little bit too much, and it was easy to recognize for the batter, Leyva.
Navarro winds up for the pitch. Hit and foul. Navarro probably trying to get these hitters to chase the ball outside to try and get some swings and misses. Navarro has walked 2 batters thus far. She gets ready for the 2-2 count. Hit right center field, deep right, and it is gone. Olivia Leyva with the 2-run shot to put Cal Lutheran up 5-1, taking a page out of Laverne's book.
You know, we talked about Leyva being the star for Kalu, and she shows off the power right there. Stepped into that one and pushed it all the way opposite field.
Now, will Laverne be doing a pitching change? There's a lot of talking there at the mound. Navarro has given up 5 runs off 4 hits, 5 and 2 walks on 3 strikeouts on 60 pitches thus far in this game.
And it's gonna be Ashley Caro coming in. Worked an efficient 1 inning in the 7th of game 1. She's got a lot in the tank still. But Laverne has yet to see how deep she can go this season, and she's only worked 1 inning at a time. Of course, the star, Ellie Ponce, was worked a few times this season, trying to give her a rest for a weekend. She had a 104-pitch shutout earlier this season, and a few weeks ago, or actually just last Saturday, she threw 128 pitches, going 9 innings and picking up the win, 3-2 versus Chapman. So Caro's gonna have to put on a lot here for Laverne.
Ashley Caro from Imperial, California, Imperial High School. Previously went to Iowa Western Community College before coming to Laverne. She gets the call to take over for Catherine Navarro. As Catherine Slaybaugh prepares for another at-bat.
And for Kalu, this has been kind of just how their season's been going. They've split their last 3 series against St. Catherine's, Pomona-Pitzer, and then Linfield last weekend. And they're trying to do the same here, split this 2-game series.
Number 14, Kat Slaybaugh.
Catherine Slaybaugh went 0 for 1. She struck out at her last at-bat. There's the pitch. Hits it deep into right field, and it's going to be caught for the out from Sienna Kendricks.
First pitch by Caro, and Slaybaugh gave that one a ride to deep right field. Kendricks about a foot in front of the warning track for out number 2.
It's been the trend of this whole game. Cal Lutheran has completely changed the way that they played in this game compared to game 1. They're being very aggressive. And Antonia Rapasardi at the plate, low for the ball. One and 0 is the count. 2 outs. There's a pitch. Hits it low, grounder. Tevis picks it up, throws it to first, and there's the out. And that'll retire the side. So after a big 2-run shot, the end of the top of the 3rd inning, the score is Cal Lutheran 5, Laverne 1. You are watching the SCIAC softball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Yeah, going into this bottom of the 3rd, Chris, Laverne needs to start chipping away at this 5-1 lead because Cal Lu is looking really confident, especially now with this 5-1 lead.
And they've been getting hits. They've been getting some air under the ball, but the ball just hasn't gone where they want it to. It hasn't landed where they wanted it to. They've been hitting it directly to the outfielders. You got to think they're going to try and adjust the way they play. Maybe they try attacking the infield this inning.
And Brittany Workman made quick work of the Laverne lineup in the bottom half of the 2nd, going 1-2-3 to retire Garcia, Borden, and Kendricks. So I have to face 9-1 and 2, Ogata, Condon, and De Guzman.
Brittany Workman has already thrown 38 pitches in this game. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 earned run off of 1 hit.
Now batting for the Leopards, number 7, Rachel Ogata.
Rachel Agata comes up to bat.
And for Ogata, who can forget that walk-off 2 RBI single last year to win the SCIAC Tournament Championship, 4-3 versus CMS. Trying to build off of that big clutch hit into the season.
Ball. Throws it outside. And what's crazy, Billy, is Laverne hasn't gone through their whole lineup yet. They're at the 3rd inning, and they're still at the original lineup.
Yeah, outside that home run by De Guzman and that walk by Tevis, Workman has made quick work of Laverne.
Ogata hits it left, foul. You got to give a lot of credit to Brittany Workman for the way she's been pitching in this game thus far.
And don't forget that 3-run homer in the 2nd inning to get Cal Lu up on top of the scoreboard.
1-1 is the count. Workman's pitch. Here's a strike to the outside. 1-2.
Ogata didn't like that strike call right there. Put her head down after that call. She thought it was a little bit outside. Now she's going to have to battle behind in the count.
Workman has seemed to have figured out the strike zone. Low and outside. 2-2 is the count.
Might have been a makeup call. Now Workman didn't like that one. She was asking where'd that miss. Just a little bit low.
Brittany works. 3-2 is the count, full count. Rachel Agata, junior from Tustin, California. Attended high school at Foothill High School. Trying to win this duel against Brittany Workman as she pitches the full count. High for the walk.
Workman getting a little frustrated with the umpire's calls right there. 2 consecutive close
Now
ones
batting for the Leopards,
that she
number
thought
1,
could have been
Carly
rung up
Cotton.
for strike 3.
Laverne returns to the top of the lineup with Carly Condon, who hit a deep one but was caught out at her first at-bat. Down the middle for the 0-1 count. Workman trying to figure out how to get out of this inning. Pitches it outside. 1-1 is the count.
With a score 5-1, doesn't look like Condon's going to lay down the sacrifice to move Ogata in scoring position.
Carly Condon, the junior from Santa Monica, takes the ball. 2-1 is the count. He's hitting .290 with 1 home run and 2 RBIs on the year. 8 runs scored, as well as 2 stolen bases. Should be a very active player. Inside for the walk, for the ball.
1 ball away from walking back-to-back hitters is Workman.
Carly Condon currently leads the team in walks. Should be looking to try and extend that on this pitch. High, and there's the walk right there.
So back-to-back walks by Workman. It's now her 3rd walk. And you know, she kind of got out of her groove after that long top of the 3rd. She had a while of sitting down in the visiting dugout. Now going out there struggling to find that strike zone of home plate umpire.
Brittany Workman, a freshman out of Canyon County, California, graduate of Canyon High School. She has had quite a game thus far, but these last 2 at-bats have not fared out well for her.
Michelle de Guzman got the best of Workman her last time up, belted a solo homer to left field. And no doubt that's why you want to take that
Now batting, number 15.
visit
Michelle
to the
de
circle.
Guzman.
And settle down Workman here, let her know. Just get 1 at a time. Have a 5-1 lead.
De Guzman hoping to knock it over the fence again and try and rally this team back as that goes inside for the 1-0.
When nearly hit de Guzman, kind of winced at it. Maybe thought, maybe let it hitch to unload the bases.
Inside. 1-1 is the count.
Still nobody out here in the bottom half of the 3rd.
Workman gets ready for the 1-1. Hits it. Deep center field. Tried to advance the runner. Ogata tried to take a risk. A great job by Cal Lutheran to hold the runners.
And de Guzman just drilled it into center field on 1 hop. Watanabe with a great relay into home. As we take a look at the replay,
Now batting,
Workman
number
is
24,
down in the
Shelby
count,
Tevis.
trying to get a fastball in there to get a strike, and Watanabe with a strong throw into home to prevent Ogata from coming in to score. But Laverne not trying to test anything here. Have nobody out, don't want to make the first one at home.
Here comes Shelby Tevis with the ball. And on that last hit, what I noticed is the ball dropped exactly where they wanted it to go. The Laverne hitters, their ball's been flying directly to the outfielders, but this one dropped short and allowed the base runners to advance. There's the pitch. There's another called ball.
And Condon at second took a big secondary lead. Mayhew, the second baseman, went to cover. Gotta be weary right there. Condon's gotta know.
There's a strike, low and inside, 2-2. Brittany Workman, 52 pitches thus far in this game. She gets ready for another. Hits it, tipped, foul.
Tevis walked her first time, promptly stole second and advanced to third on a wild pitch, but then was stranded there as Navarro would strike out and D'Angelo would ground out to short.
2-2 is the count. No outs. Bases loaded. Workman pitches. Hits it. Tipped. Popped up. Foul.
sometimes you hit that ball behind home plate, it's going to have a little bit of backspin and work its way back to the catcher. As Abby Howard was trying to make that play, that one would go off the netting.
Brittany Workman getting ready, trying to get out of this jam. With the pitch. Low and outside. Ball 3. Full count. 0, no outs. Bases loaded. Not the position you want to be in right now.
If you're Cal Lu, but if you're Laverne, this is exactly where you want to be.
Brittany Workman gets ready for the full count pitch. Hits it left. And flying out. Goes foul.
There was a trio of Cal Lu players there. You had the third baseman, shortstop, and the left fielder. It looked like Marissa Alfaya, the left fielder, had the best look at it. He's unable to get to it, though.
Probably some trouble communicating who is going to get the ball.
We'll see if Tevis can benefit.
Full count pitch coming up. Brittany Workman, bases loaded, trying to get out of the jam. Hit by the pitch. As Shelby Tevis advances, Rachel Gata scores to turn this into a 5-2 game with Cal Lutheran still in the lead.
She gets an RBI the hard way. Getting hit by the pitch. The bases will remain loaded. You know, Chris, this is kind of very similar to game 1, except the script has been flipped, and now you have Laverne playing from behind, trying to get back in this one. Bases loaded situation. Cal Lu scored only 1 in their bases loaded, no out. Laverne already with 1, still no out.
Brittany Workman pitches. Outside.
Megan,
ball.
are you good? No?
Catherine Navarro
How much longer?
back at the plate.
It's a 5-2 game now.
There's a pitch high.
Five-2 game at the moment. But I tell you what, Navarro's just one swing away from perhaps unloading these bases and putting Laverne back up on top.
And you know, she's going to want to do something like that, considering her pitching ability did not really help out as it put them in this put her in that 5-run hole.
You know, and that's been a little bit of a miscue, if you will, for Coach Julie Smith, expecting Navarro to go pretty deep in this game, and she couldn't. She was right behind Ellie Ponce at a 2.33 ERA all season long, but then got rocked. Gave up 5 runs in a little over 2 innings.
Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for the strike. 2-1. No outs, bases loaded. Captain Navarro hoping to get a hit on this hit, and she does, and it goes left, and it is caught out. But the runners advance for another Laverne point. Captain Navarro with the sacrifice fly to help add another run to the lead, to turn this into a 5-3 lead for Cal Lutheran rather than a 5-2.
Yeah, not only does Condon score on the sacrifice RBI fly by Navarro, but Michelle de Guzman, great base running, moves from second all the way to third. And here comes D'Angelo.
Angelica D'Angelo 0 for 1 at her first at-bat. Hoping to keep the momentum going. There's the pitch. Strike.
And a heads-up base running right there by Tevis. Gonna steal second. And the reason why there's no throw by Abby Howard is because if she throws down there, then de Guzman from third might be able to steal home. So now the tying runs are in scoring position, 1 away.
There's a pitch outside for the ball. 1-1 is the count. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Brittany Workman trying to get herself out of this inning. Laverne trying to rally and at least tie the game. Here's the pitch. Hit high down center field, and it is gone. Angelica D'Angelo hit a home run in game 1. Gets another one in game 2 to put Laverne on top, 6-5, off of that 3-run shot.
You know, and that one right there was just all hips and hands by D'Angelo. She got her hips through, hands were working very well through the strike zone. Deposits over there into center field for a big 3-run bomb. And just like that, Laverne with the 5 spot already, still only 1 out, and they have regained this lead 6-5.
Now batting.
See the replay.
Melissa Garcia.
D'Angelo just crushed that ball to center field, which is the farthest distance away from the plate. So that was a big game-changing run by D'Angelo. As Workman starts work again for the strike on Melissa Garcia.
7th batter of this bottom half of the 3rd.
Garcia hits it, foul. 0-2 is the count. Garcia went 0 for 1 thus far as well. Hoping to change that, hoping to add some more runs to this lead. As Workman gets ready for the pitch, ticked it, foul. Still.
Workman, you gotta settle down now. It's only a 1-run advantage for Laverne. Keep it that way and let the bats of Kalu get back out there.
0-2, high for the ball. And I still don't see any movement over in the Cal Lutheran bullpen, so they still have confidence in Brittany Workman despite what has occurred thus far in this inning. There's the pitch. Outside for the ball. 2-2 is the count. 1 out.
If anything, we might see Sienna Perez come up again. For those two, Olivia Serrano and Sienna Perez were 2 of the best that Kalu had. Brittany Workman, the other one. Everyone else only 3 2/3 and less.
Side foul. Brittany Workman working on 68 pitches thus far. Here's a replay of the home run again from another angle. Angelica D'Angelo crushes it, and that was a loud hit. She knew it was gone as soon as she hit it.
And that was, again, you saw a perfect example of getting her hips through and letting her hands work through the strike zone right there on that replay.
2-2 is the count. Swing on, foul. Laverne hitters trying to get Workman deep into her pitch count, hoping to see another pitcher. Brittany Workman trying to get herself out of this inning. It is not gone the way that she planned. She pitches outside. Full count.
If you remember, this inning all began with a walk by Rachel Ogata.
Back-to-back walks.
And after that walk, she let herself get flustered.
Hits it out to left field for the base hit. Melissa Garcia.
Garcia turned on that fastball in the inner half of the plate, ripped it in between the hole between third and short. And still only 1 out as Justice Borden will come up, the 8th Laverne hitter alone in this half inning.
Number 13, Justice Borden.
And when you recall, up until this inning, Laverne hadn't gone through the entire lineup yet. As Workman gets ready for the first pitch, called strike.
And they might go through the entire lineup in just 1 inning.
Amazing how momentum shifts in the game of softball. As Workman prepares for the 0-1 pitch. Hits it left, foul. Laverne hitters, they saw what Cal Lutheran had been doing during the first few innings. They said, all right, we'll match you. You put up 5 total on us, we'll put up 5 in this inning. As Workman pitches outside for the ball.
Workman's got to remind herself she's just a ground ball away from getting out of this inning and hopefully turning 2.
Outside for another ball. 2-2 is the count.
And again, letting the calls get to her. Really struggling right now this half inning.
2-2. Hits it foul. Laverne hitters really being aggressive. They turned it on a lot in this inning. Two and 2 is the count, and here's Workman's pitch. Swing on and a miss, and there's a strikeout. Second out of the inning.
She's trying to get her with a fastball inside the previous 2 attempts. And then she goes off speed and away. So not only changes speeds, but changes locations. And that's what got Borden out in front.
Here's Sienna Kendricks up to bat. There's a pitch, hits it right center, and it's going to be an out to retire the side and end the inning. So at the end of the 3rd inning, the score is now Laverne 6, Cal Lutheran 5. You are watching SkyX Softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Got a quarter?
Welcome back to today's softball matchup. I'm Christopher Livingston, joined alongside Billy Lopez. Top of the 4th, Laverne 6, Cal Lutheran 5. And what an inning Laverne had in that last inning, Billy.
Yeah, they put up 5 runs, had everyone come up to the plate. Only had 3 hits, but they were pretty big ones.
Ashley Caro for the first pitch. Low and inside for the ball.
Caro came in on relief of Navarro. In the top of the 3rd, Navarro only went 2 1/3, allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned.
Michaela Mayhew hits it into center field for the base hit.
And for Caro, that's not what you wanted, a leadoff runner. Now for Cal Lu, tying run is on the bases, and the go-ahead run is at the plate, and a very capable hitter of Brittany Workman.
Brittany Workman has been pitching today. Was pitching great up until the 3rd inning. She's hoping to try and regain the lead that she helped get as she tries to bunt, and it'll be a foul. 0-1 is the count.
Workman showing she's a team player.
Workman.
Had a 3-run homer her first time up, and then tries to sacrifice herself to get the tying run in scoring position their second time.
Workman, a very capable hitter. Hit a home run at her last at-bat. There's the pitch. Swing and foul. 0-2 is the count.
And that last one, trying to sneak one past the 3rd baseman. Borden was coming in expecting a sacrifice bunt. Workman pulled it back and tried to slap it.
0-2. Here's a pitch. Low for the ball. Workman trying to help regain the lead that she lost. She's already hit a 3-run homer in this game. She's going to look to try and match that. She hits it low to shortstop. Out at second for the fielder's choice.
Now batting, number 13,
McKenna
Yeah,
Heller.
Tevis did a great job getting to that ground ball. The only problem was it was hit to her right, which makes it a farther throw to second. She was able to get that one, but the relay over to first was not going to even be close, and so De Guzman thought better of it and kept it.
Here's the pitch to McKenna Pellerin. Ball. Here's Caro's pitch. 1-0, swing on miss. 1-1.
One of the rare times you see Caro change speeds right there, and she got Pellerin way out in front.
Ashley Caro prepares for the next pitch. High for the ball. 2-1.
Tried to go back to back. And those slower ones, that one sailed up a little bit.
10 pitches total thrown for Ashley Caro thus far, as here comes the next. Swing on foul. One and two's the count. 1 out. Low and outside for the ball. Ball 3.
Workman, the tying run at first base. We'll see if they have her in motion here on the payoff.
Hits it foul. Pellerin walked at her last at-bat. Great plate discipline shown in that last at-bat, hoping to match it or get at least a single. She hits it into left. It is fair. Runners advance. Pellerin with the single. Workman advances to second.
So one away, and now Kowloose getting a little rally going here. Now we'll have runners at first and second with the base hit into right field. And now the lineup turns over. It's going to be J.C. Watanabe. Before that, Verne's going to head over to the pitching circle.
Watanabe is 0 for 2 on the day. She has struck out twice. She'll be hoping to try and end that at this at-bat. Ashley Caro, 2 hits on 16 pitches.
J.C. Watanabe.
Watanabe at bat. Caro gets ready for the pitch. High and outside for the ball.
Defensively in the infield, playing Watanabe to bunt corners in, especially the third baseman.
There's a pitch, low and outside for ball 2. Two and 0's the count, 1 out. Low and outside for ball 3. The last thing you think Ashley Caro wants to do is walk Watanabe to blow the bases with 1 out. And she gets a strike on the outside corner.
Verne will have someone throwing in the bullpen. She has her jacket on, so unable to get a number on her.
Watanabe hits a grounder. Caro gets it and throws it to first for the out, but the runners advance to second and third for 2 outs.
Yeah, nice little 1-3 put out right there, a little comebacker. Caro's able to field her position well.
As Marissa Alfaya comes up to bat. Correction, there's a pinch hitter. Lexi Finley will come up to hit.
Finley has yet to get a hit
Now
all
batting
season
for the
long.
Eagles, number 6.
0 for
Lexi
5
Finley.
on the season. So one of her rare appearances of her. And it's going to be in a very clutch situation here with the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second. in McKenna Polarin.
As the infield gathers around Caro, talking strategy, figuring out how they're going to get out Finley while limiting any damage.
And for Caro, you know, she came in a high stressful situation in the third inning, was able to work quickly 2 away to get Kat Slaybaugh and Scooter Rapisardi, trying to get that momentum here in the 4th inning, but ran into a little bit of trouble. Now is going to have to escape this 2-out jam with runners on 2nd and 3rd.
So Lexi Finley at bat to pinch hit. And there's the pitch. Hits it foul. 0-1 is the count.
Finley loves to swing the bat. 0 for 5 on the season, 2 strikeouts. So if she's going to get out, she's going to go down swinging.
Ashley Caro, 21 pitches thus far, 2 hits allowed. Swing on strike. 0-2. Ashley Caro hoping to get her first strikeout of the game right here.
Finley out of Simi Valley.
Here's a pitch outside for the ball. 1-2. One and two, 2 outs. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. At a critical moment in this game as Caro pitches low and ball 2.
Not the most patient of hitters, but credit Finley right there. After being in a hole 0-2, now working the count even at 2.
2-2 pitch. Finley hits it into right. Foul.
And Sienna Kendricks gave it quite the run on that one. Ranging all the way to the left side of the field, all the way in foul territory.
She had an amazing catch earlier in the game. She was trying to get another one just like that. A little bit too much out of reach. 2-2. Here's Carl's pitch. Foul.
For Finley, you can kind of turn around your season with a big base hit right here. 0 for 5, but if you get a knock right here to put yourself and your team up on top of Laverne, who's on top of the standings, it's going to show stuff to the coaches.
Caro pitch goes low for ball 3. Full count, 2 outs. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Here's Carl's pitch. Finley swings, and that's going to be caught into left field for the out.
And that's Rachel Ogata, one of the best defensive outfielders that SCIAC has to offer, and she absolutely lays out right there. It looked like he was going to drop down for a little bloop single. As we take a look at that replay, covers a lot of ground and just gets the glove underneath it before it hits that turf in left field. A huge game-saving play right there by Rachel Ogata.
So at the end of the top of the 4th, the score is Laverne 6, Cal Lutheran 5. You're watching SCIAC Softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television. And Billy, this truly is a game of inches. Had Ogata missed that by an inch, this is a completely different game. That could have scored at least 1 or 2 runs, at least tied it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Chris. Off the bat, I thought Lexi Finley delivered with a clutch hit right there. But Rachel Ogata came out of nowhere and made a spectacular diving catch right there.
From our view, it was kind of an awkward hit. It floated there for a bit. It didn't seem to know what direction he was going. Finally worked its way into left. And Rachel Ogata, great job, great athleticism, able to dive and make that grab and prevent Cal Lutheran from scoring any further runs.
And now we'll see Brittany Workman work her 4th inning of work. She got roughed up in the last half inning in the bottom of the 3rd. Gave up 5 runs on 3 hits as she allowed the entire lineup for Laverne to go through in their order.
Brittany Workman, 83 total pitches thrown, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Leading off the
6
bottom,
earned runs off of 4
Number
hits.
7, Rachel Ogata.
You know, sometimes defense can lead to offense, and Rachel Ogata with a spectacular defensive play moments ago will now lead off this inning.
Rachel Ogata really helped get things going in the last inning. She was walked in her last at-bat. As Brittany Workman throws the strike for the 0-1. Here's the pitch outside for the ball. 1-1.
Ogata trying to set the table here again in the 4th.
Ogata gets the bunt, but out. But it goes foul for the 1-2.
A nice try by Ogata. She saw Leva at third playing a little bit deeper than usual. She definitely has the speed to get a bunt single. And even with 2 strikes, you're going to see Leva at third in a few steps because Ogata just has the great wherewithal to get a bunt down even with 2 strikes.
Workman's pitch, hit deep in the center, and it is caught. 1 out.
Ogata gave that one a little bit of a ride. Center fielder J.C. Watanabe was playing in on Ogata, had to turn around and sprint 10, 15 feet back towards the wall for allowed out number 1 by Ogata.
As we return to the top of the lineup with Carly Condon, who was walked at her last at-bat. Here comes Brittany Workman's first pitch. Strike to the outside corner. 0-1.
And for Workman, that's exactly what she needs. First pitch strike. If she doesn't, then she gets herself inside her own head.
Outside for the ball. 1-1. It was walking Ogata and Condon that helped set things up in the last inning. As Workman throws the pitch outside for ball 2. So 2-1, here's the pitch. Inside for ball 3. Here's Workman's pitch. Low and outside for ball 4 and the walk. So Condon gets her second walk of the game.
And Carly Condon, one of the best leadoff hitters that SCIAC has to offer. Back-to-back plate appearances where she reaches on a walk, but she's got the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark and even keep it in the ballpark.
Michelle de Guzman at bat. Strike 1. Michelle de Guzman 2 for 2 on the day, including a home run to get things going in the first inning. As Workman prepares for the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. Workman gets ready for the 1-1 pitch. Guzman hits it foul.
De Guzman in game 1 went 0 for 3, but she's working on a nice perfect 2 for 2 today, homer and a single.
She's definitely been a game changer in this game. As there's the pitch, hits it. Right center field, out. J.C. Watanabe making the grab. Keeping her busy today.
Now Watanabe's been more than capable of patrolling the deepest part of the ballpark in center field, covering the most
Now
ground.
batting, number 24, Shelby
Kind
Fenton.
of effortlessly just cruises on over to the right center field gap and puts it away.
Shelby Tevis comes up to bat. As Workman gets ready. Right down the middle, they throw to second to get There's a stolen base there. Carly Condon taking second base.
Condon with the heads-up steal right there. Again, Abby Howard had to tape up that right index finger of her throwing arm. Looked okay right there on the throw, though.
Workman throws it outside for the ball.
For Condon, now she has 3 stolen bases on the season.
It's outside for the ball. Shelby Tevis 0 for 0 at bats. She gets a foul right there.
In her 2 previous plate appearances, she walked, and then in her second plate appearance was hit by the pitch.
And that helps score another run for Laverne in that last inning.
Got an RBI the hard way right there.
1-2. Tevis hits foul. So 1-2 is the count, 2 outs. Laverne currently hanging on to a 6-5 lead at the bottom of the 4th. Brittany Workman trying to get out of here. Out of this inning, allowing no runs as there's the pitch. Hits it into right center field, and it's gonna be a double as Condon advances to home. And Tevis gets to second base for the stand-up double.
Shelby Tevis had a double in game 1. Has another double here in game 2. She's reached base safely all 3 plate appearances that she's had. If you take a look at that replay, just splitting that right center field gap, was able to get past the center fielder in JC Watanabe, and that almost assuredly allowed Tevis to cruise on in with a stand-up double.
Catherine Navarro at bat. There's a pitch outside, 1-0. Captain Navarro hit a sac fly at her last at-bat, which helped add another run to Laverne's big inning, as that gets dangerously close to Navarro for the called ball, 2-0.
And up around the head, no one likes to see that. See if that gets a little bit of the aggressiveness that Navarro does have at the plate.
Brittany Workman's pitch, hit foul. 2-1, 2 outs. Laverne 7, Cal Luth 5. Laverne trying to close out this game and take this 2-game doubleheader. As Workman gets ready, there's a pitch. Navarro hits it, left center, and it's an out. Brittany Workman allows 1 run to get through, but at the end of the 4th inning, the score is Laverne 7, Cal Lutheran 5. You are watching SkyX Softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Keeping our community safe.
Every day, we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life.
It's when something doesn't seem quite right
that it's time to pay attention.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
And welcome back to Laverne Softball here at Campus West. The score, Laverne 7, Cal Lutheran 5, as we begin the top of the 5th inning. Laverne getting away with 1 run at the bottom of the 4th inning to put them up by 2. Ashley Caro gets ready for another inning on the mound.
And Caro came in and settled this thing down. Navarro gave up 5 runs, all of them earned. Caro got out of the jam in the 3rd inning, got into some trouble in the last half inning, but now trying to work a nice solid 5th.
As Kendall Marinesi gets ready to step up to the plate.
For the Regals, number 20, Kendall Marinesi.
As Caro gets ready for a windup in the pitch. Strike 1. Marinesi 1 for 2 on the day. There's a called ball.
Caro's been struggling with that off-speed pitch.
It goes a little high and just kind of floats there. And she pitches again. There's a grounder past Caro. Caro picks it up, throws it to first, but Marinesi gets to the plate in time for the infield single. The ball went directly at Caro. She tried to pick it up, but by the time she did, Marinesi was already advancing on first.
Olivia Leyva.
And it's going to be a tough play for Caro, even if she was able to get it.
As Olivia Leyva steps up to the plate. She was walked at her last at-bat. She also has, there's a strike. She attempted to bunt. Ball 1. Olivia Leyva has a home run under her belt today as well.
And it was an effortless swing to go opposite field.
There's a pitch. Ball 2.
For Kalu, they only had 1 home run coming into today. And just alone in this game, they've doubled up that total.
Ball 3. It would not be the star Ashley Caro wants if she advances and walks Leyva, as she finally gets a called strike. 3-1. Cal Lutheran trying to battle back and try to regain the lead. As Caro pitches, and Leyva hits in the center field, and it is caught. And Marinesi will retreat back to first.
Carly Condon patrols center field, cruises on over towards her left about 10 steps, squeezes it for out number 1.
14, Catherine Slaybaugh.
Catherine Slaybaugh at the plate. She's been struck out before. She swings and foul.
And Slaybaugh gave one a ride to right field. Sienna Kendricks making the catch right in front of the warning track.
That was a Sports Center top 10 play right there. As Caro begins the pitch. Low. Goes kind of wild. Marinesi advances to second. 1-1 is the count. 1 out. Runner on second.
Marinesi advancing on the wild pitch, no stolen base. Would have been had she been off with the pitch, but she began taking advantage of it once the pitch got past D'Angelo.
And there's a swing by Slaybaugh. She gets into center field to advance Marinesi to third. The tying run is on base. The go-ahead run is at the plate.
You know, despite that right there, Kalu playing a little bit conservative right there, not trying to get Marinesi going home with that one. And why not? You've had Caro struggle a little bit here. The 1 out she did have, it was a 3-0 fly out to center field. And it looks like they're going to go to Gianna Rojo.
Gianna Rojo, who had an outstanding game 1.
She did. She went 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. What's What's going to be key for her, though, is if she can locate early on. She only had one walk in game 1, but she did struggle to find that strike zone.
And you also got to wonder, considering how many innings she pitched, considering she's pitched 6 innings, does she still have
Number 25,
some juice left in the tank to get out of this inning?
And she did throw 97 pitches in that first game. So we'll see how long Julie Smith allows Gianna Rojo to go here.
So it's been a close game throughout. Laverne started off hot with a one-run homer from De Guzman before Cal Lutheran took over, scoring 5 runs between the second and third innings. But then Laverne got hot in the third inning, scoring 5 straight. And then in the fourth, they put one up to give them this 7-5 lead. As the Laverne infield gets set, Gianna Rojo begins her work at the mound. Low for the ball. Antonia Rapisardi, she's 1 for 2 on the day. She had a hit, and she also has a scored run, as there's a called strike, as she attempted to bunt.
Goes by the nickname Scooter because she can absolutely scoot around the base pads. One of the fastest players on Kowloon.
Rojo throws it outside for ball 2. Gianna Rojo, freshman from Newark, California, attended Newark Memorial High School. She gets ready for the pitch. Hit directly to third baseman, thrown out. Goes for home. Called out. A double play at first and home run to end the side for Cal Lutheran.
Unconventional 5-3-2 double play. Heads up defense by Laverne right there to get out of this inning.
A grounder to third. Just the drama there at home plate. Gordon looked off Marinesi at third, threw it to first, and then first to home run to pick off the runner. So that'll do it for the top of the fifth. The score is Laverne 7, Cal Lutheran 5. You are watching SkyX Softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Yeah, and the one person who's going to love that defensive effort the most is probably going to be Ashley Caro, because that runner at third was her responsibility, and coming into today, she had a perfect 0 ERA, and it'll remain intact by getting the runner out at home. So Caro's night is done. She went 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. As there'll be a pitching change for Cal Lutheran, it'll be Megan Henry coming in.
Megan Henry taking over for Brittany Workman, who threw over 100 pitches. So Brittany Workman really got in some work today.
Now pitching for the Regals, number 9, Megan Henry.
As Angelica D'Angelo gets ready to step up to the plate.
Leopards, number 5, Angelica D'Angelo.
D'Angelo, who had a home run in her last outing. Gets ready. Low, ball 1.
Henry on this season has a 5.73 ERA, has worked 3 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 of which have been earned, walked 2, to go along with no strikeouts.
1-0 pitch, called strike down the middle. It's at that part of the game now where every hit, every pitch is crucial, especially with the lead as close as it is. As Megan Henry goes for the pitch, D'Angelo hits it, foul.
Yeah, and in a close 2-run game, everything matters. For Kowloon coming into today, they had won 2 out of 3, dropping the first game here. Have split their last 3 their series of the season. Trying to do the same here.
D'Angelo hits it to short. Throws it out at first.
And just a nice job right there by Scooter Rapisardi at short. Going towards her left. Goes with the backhand to pick it up. And then throws across her body and the diamond. Perfect pitch right to the first baseman, Palarin, for out number 1.
As Melissa Garcia steps up to the plate. She had an RBI at her last at-bat. Low for ball 1.
Brittany Workman, her night is over. She went 4 innings, allowed 5 hits, 7 runs. All of them earned, walked 3 and struck out 2.
There's a pitch outside for ball 2. Melissa Garcia thus far has been batting .280, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Megan Henry pitches. There's a strike, 2-1. Two and 1 is the count, 1 out. Megan Henry gets ready for the pitch. Winds up. Swing on, strike 2.
Megan Henry, great deceptiveness right there. It looked like she was going to go back to that heater. Changes speeds on Garcia, and Garcia was way out in front.
2-2 is the count. Megan Henry gets ready for the pitch. Hit, foul.
For Henry and Kowloon, you want to get out of this bottom half of the 5th, get into the 6th inning, keep it at a 2-run lead.
Megan Henry getting ready for her 5th pitch. Low for ball 3. Full count, 1 out. Melissa Garcia trying to get something going. Trying to get another base hit or even a run to help widen this gap. Full count. Here's Megan Henry's pitch. Inside, hit, foul.
If you remember, Laverne was trailing 5-1 going into the bottom half of the 3rd. Looked like Kowloon was going to run away with it. And then in that bottom half of the 3rd, Laverne put up 5 runs, batting through their entire lineup, then added another one in the bottom half of the 4th to have a 7-5 lead.
Full count, Megan Henry's pitch. Swing on, strikeout. First strikeout for Megan Henry. That's 2 outs on the day. And it's like I had said earlier, Billy, with how aggressive Laverne is at the plate, with how well they hit the ball, Cal Lutheran needed a big lead. And they, in fact, had a big lead, but they lost it. And now they got to try and battle back.
And it was just the mentality that Laverne came in with. After going down 5-1, they gathered themselves and said, okay, let's just make Brittany Workman work a little bit. And it was that one at-bat with Rachel Ogata leading off that 3rd inning where Workman kind of got flustered, didn't like the last 3 balls that were called by home plate umpire. And she let it get to her, eventually walked the next batter, and then got into trouble.
Low, ball 1. Between game 1 and now game 2, Laverne has scored a total of 14 runs, so they've been getting to home plate quite often today. Megan Henry gets ready for the 1-0 pitch. Low, ball 2.
Yeah, and this one right here, if Laverne can hang on to it, it's going to be very sweet knowing that they can come back down by a 4-run lead.
2-0 pitch. There's a strike. Just to the outside of the plate.
Megan Henry has yet to have a scoreless appearance. Trying to do that right now.
Swing on, strike 2. So as Vince Scully would say, deuces are wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As Megan Henry gets ready for her next pitch. Swung on and miss. That is strike 3, and that'll do it for the 5th inning. So at the end of the 5th, the score is Laverne 7, Cal Lutheran 5. You are watching SkyX Softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to our softball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Cal Lutheran Regals. I'm Christopher Livingston, joined alongside Billy Lopez as Laverne currently hangs on to a 7-5 lead over Cal Lutheran as we get ready to begin the 6th inning.
Gianna Rojo in on relief for Laverne, came in to get the final 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Worked 6 full innings in game 1 of the 2-game set.
Gianna Rojo was able to make quick work on only 4 pitches in the last inning. She gets ready for her first pitch. Swung on to shortstop. Tevis gets it, throws it to first for the out.
Yeah, that 4-pitch top of the 5th was credit by that 5-3-2 double play. Right there for out number 1. Tevis doing what she needs to do. Gliding over to the right side, gets the glove down, able to field that ball, brings it into her body, and throws across for out number 1.
Pitch outside, 1-0. Pitching to Megan Henry, pitcher versus pitcher. And the other good thing about the small amount of pitches that Rojo has thrown as she throws another ball is she pitched 6 innings in game 1. And for her to come out and only put on four pitches in her last inning is huge. It can really help her out as she pitches again for the called strike, 2-1.
And for Rojo, it's been kind of like an up and down season for her. She had a nice game early on in the season, but she's had spots where she's ran into trouble. You remember back on February 3rd, she gave up 5 runs alone in the 7th inning.
2-2 is the count, 1 out. As Rojo's pitch. Hit to second. Picked off at first, 2 outs.
De Guzman going towards her left.
Now batting, number 13, McKenna.
Able to field it right on the edge of the turf and dirt for out number 2.
And the momentum that Cal Lutheran had at the beginning of the game has seemed to have disappeared. They haven't had any real big hits since. As Rojo throws, ball 1. One and 0. Swung on foul.
Gianna Rojo trying to go 1-2-3 here in the 6th.
As she gets ready for the pitch. Ball 2.
Something that eluded Rojo in game 1.
She seems to still have the same groove that she had in game 1 as she throws strike on the outside corner. 2-2 with 2 outs, no runners on base, 7-5 lead for Laverne. As Rojo pitches, swung to Tevis at shortstop. Tevis throws it and gets her at first to retire the side. It's at the end of the top of the 6th. The score is Laverne Leopards 7, Cal Lutheran Regals 5. You're watching the SkyX softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
And, you know, Chris, something to take note of is how clean these 2 games have been defensively. Mentioned before game 1, Laverne coming in had 10 errors on the season that led to 9 earned runs, and 3 of those errors coming in their last 2 games. For Cal Lu, they had 11 errors leading to 15 unearned runs, and 6 of which came in their last 2 games. But both teams have been putting on a defensive clinic, making outstanding plays and making the routine plays look even better.
They have definitely made some adjustments from their previous games to be able to help them play as effectively as they are. For Laverne, they've been able to score in a number of different ways, whether hitting ground balls or knocking it over the fence. Cal Lutheran having troubles with their ground game against Laverne, as that infield has just been dominant. Cal Lutheran only really able to make any sort of base runs or base hits by hitting in the outfield. As Sienna Kendricks gets ready for another step to the plate.
Megan Henry in on her 2nd inning of relief. Worked a quick 1-2-3 fifth while picking up 2 strikeouts.
Here's ball 1. Sienna Kendricks 0 for 2 on the day. Hoping to change that. Her biggest highlights of the game have been on defense thus far. Low for ball 2. You know, Laverne will want to add some more runs to try and close out in the next inning, as Megan Henry throws outside for 3-0.
For Sienna Kendricks, 3-0 count. You know, she had that home run in game 1. We'll see if she's got the green light here.
3-0 count. There's the pitch. Sienna Kendricks watches it go by. 3-1.
Yeah, typically 3-0 count. Kendricks is going to look one location, and if it's not there, she's going to let it go.
Low for the walk. Ball 4.
First base runner allowed by Henry since coming in on relief for Workman. It'll be her first walk allowed. 3rd walk allowed all season. And Kendricks is not going to run. It's going to be a pinch runner for Laverne. It's going to be Michaela Mendoza.
As Rachel Ogata gets ready for another run at the plate.
Pinch running at first base, number 10, Michaela Mendoza.
Rachel Ogata 0 for 1 on the day. She was walked earlier. She gets ready to try and help Mendoza advance. Megan Henry winds up. There's a called strike. Ogata trying to bunt to advance the pinch runner.
Coach Julie Smith electing to go with Mendoza as the pinch runner. Even with a 2-run lead, no lead is safe, especially as you've seen just in this game alone. Kalu had a 5-1 lead dissipate.
Called ball. Mendoza safe at first. Cal Lutheran's defense on the infield. They're cheating inside, looking to see if Ogata tries another bunt. Trying to prevent any any base advancing. There's a pitch. Strike 2.
Yeah, she didn't get a piece of it, but home plate umpire said that she went across the plate with that bunt attempt. 1-2.
1-2 is the count. Runner on first. No outs. Megan Henry winds up for the pitch. Ogata hits it to second. Out at second. And Ogata advances for the fielder's choice as they're able to get out Mendoza. 1 out.
4-6 on the fielder's choice. It looked like Mayhew at second was going to try to slap the tag on Mendoza running by, but Mendoza was able to speed her way past her, so that throw had to go down to the shortstop covering second in Rapisardi.
And that could have been a huge double play for Laverne, for Cal Lutheran. As Carly Condon gets ready. For ball 1. Carly Condon has been walked twice today. She gets ready, swings on as Ogata runs and takes second to put a runner in scoring position.
I don't know if that was a mix-up with the signs or what. Condon didn't swing at it. Ogata kind of hung up midway between first and second. Realized she was too far to go back to first, so elected to go for the steal. But the throw was late by Abby Howard. So Ogata ends up with the stolen base.
Here's Megan Henry's pitch. Ogata advances to second on the ball. I thought for a second there that I heard the ball hit the bat, but I guess I was mistaken.
It might have been some of the catcher equipment on Abby Howard that it hit off of.
2-1. There's a pitch. Low and outside. Ball 3.
You can see why Rachel Ogata leads this team in runs scored with 10. She's at third base. Great base running, as we saw with the stolen base, and then advancing on the wild pitch.
Hoping to score from third as Megan Henry pitches for the strike.
And they might have had Ogata right there rung up. They had the safety squeeze put on. Ogata was off with the pitch. Condon was unable to lay down the bunt, but Abby Howard reluctant with the throw.
Megan Henry's pitch. Condon pitches it to shortstop. They throw it to home. And an obstruction at home plate. So that allows Ogata to score. And Condon advances to first.
Yeah, you can't block any part of that play. It looked like it was going to be close. You're going to have Debbie Day go out there and talk to the home plate umpire about it, because Abby Howard had that left foot planted over there, but she was reacting towards the throw from short. She wasn't necessarily blatantly blocking it, but Ogata, credit for her, she's going straight into them to make the umpire make a call.
But nonetheless, Laverne adds another run to this lead to take an 8-5 lead. As we look at the replay, Ogata runs in. There's the obstruction at the plate. Looked like she was able to get there nonetheless.
So you have Debbie Day continue to argue with the home plate umpire. You know, and rightfully so. It looked like a tough play for the catcher, Howard.
Now batting, number 15,
I honestly don't
Michelle
think she was intentionally obstructing the path of Ogata, but nonetheless, call's going to stand. Ogata scores once again, 11 runs now on the season to lead Laverne.
As Michelle de Guzman steps up to the plate. for the pitch. Hits it, foul. De Guzman, who got things started early with a home run to put Laverne up 1-0 before Cal Lutheran responded with 5 straight runs. Megan Henry gets ready for the pitch. Outside for the strike. 0-2. 1 out, runner on first. Megan Henry winds up. De Guzman hits it, swings it to left for the foul.
And De Guzman started game 2 as hot as you can. 2 for 2, a homer and a single. And then flew out in her last at-bat, now 2 for 3.
Megan Henry currently 32 pitches, 2 strikeouts. She gets ready for another. De Guzman hits it to short and gets De Guzman out at first.
Moving over to second base is Carly Condon. Unfortunately for Kowloon, you can't get that lead runner out. But Laverne's now going to have a runner in scoring position, 2 away. Can they add another run here to make it a 4-run lead?
As next to hit is Shelby Tevis. Swing on, strike 1.
Tevis has reached base safely all 3 times. Walked her first time, was hit by the pitch, drove in a run in the second time, and then had a RBI double her last appearance.
Can she repeat it as Henry pitches? Ball. One is the count. 2 outs. Carly Condon on second. Shelby Tevis at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss. As Condon runs to third. And she is safe.
Yeah, and that right there was all Carly Condon. She was dead in the water. Abby Howard delivered a great throw to Leyva at third, but Condon with the great outside slide to stay away from that tag.
Laverne staying aggressive with her base running, trying to add another lead to put this out of reach. As Tevis hits it to third for foul.
Questionable call right there. Looked like Leyva might have scooped it up in fair territory. Nonetheless, Tevis is going to have another attempt here with the foul call.
Megan Henry returns to the mound, gets set. Winds up. Swing on. Strike 3. That is out number 3, and that will end the inning. So at the end of the 6th inning, the score is Laverne Leopards 8, Cal Lutheran Regals 5. You are watching SkyX Softball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Now sure. She makes us
Welcome back to Campus West as we get ready to conclude Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Cal Lutheran Regals, with Laverne currently leading 8-5 over Cal Lutheran. Now, Billy, can Laverne close out this part of the side, or will Cal Lutheran tie it?
Well, you know, it's going to be tough because Cal Lu's got the heart of the order due up. Top of the lineup, 1, 2, and 3. Gianna Rojo coming into this second game has been lights out. But as we mentioned, she has struggled some parts during the season, but it could be an instance where today they're just not going to get her.
Gianna Rojo with 15 pitches already. And that's after pitching 6 innings in game 1, putting on quite a performance there as she gets ready. Strike 1. JC Watanabe at the plate. There's a pitch outside, ball 1.
Trying to go back-to-back, painting the outside corner. That one just a little bit off the edge. D'Angelo, the catcher, looked back to ask the umpire where it missed.
Strike 2.
D'Angelo able to frame that one perfectly.
Watanabe 0 for 3 on the day. Hoping to change that here. She swings, foul. Hoping to get some sort of rally for Cal Lutheran to try and tie up this game and keep it alive. 1-2 is the count. No outs. Top of the 7th. Swing on and foul.
2-strike approach by Watanabe. Anything close to the plate, she's got to protect. She's been able to do that the last 2 times. We'll see if Rojo tries to extend the strike zone.
And that's all you really can do is keep swinging, keep getting contact as she swings for another foul. Hoping to find the pitch that she likes so she could put it in play and try to get a base hit. As Gianna Rojo pitches it, it goes straight to third. Watanabe throws it, 1 away. Out at first.
I'll tell you, Justice Borden right there at third base has been just so fundamental down there.
Now batting,
the
5,
hot corner.
Marissa
And that one was
Alfaya.
ripped on the line to her. She gets down to a knee, able to field it and get the speedster in Watanabe at first. Talked about Julie Smith wanting her to take over third base and, you know, really lead this team in a way, and she's been able to do that with her defense.
As Marissa Alfaya takes ball 1. Rojo pitches. Swung on, foul. 1-1. Marissa Alfaya 0 for 2 on the day. Ball 2.
You know, in this game, too, thus far, Cal-Lu has out-hit Laverne 8-5, but unfortunately, hits are not what you're going for. Laverne has outscored them 8-5.
As Alfaya hits another foul. 2-2. The top of the lineup for Cal Lutheran has not really been beneficial. As Rojo gets ready for another pitch. Hits it up in a shortstop in Tevis with a nice grab.
Nice save.
Almost ended in disaster there, almost dropped it.
Yeah,
As Condon ran right into her. But 2 away.
Now batting.
He's going to give off
20,
quite a little
Kendall
bit of a
Internet.
chuckle there. So take a look right there. Just going to bobble it herself.
The body language by Condon says it all, how close that was. Rojo pitches, hits it, Rojo gets it, out at first, and that is game. As the Laverne Leopards are able to win both games in today's doubleheader. 8-5 is the score for this one.
Thank you all for coming to
Laverne with 5 hits for 8 runs, Cal Lutheran with 8 hits for 5 runs and 1 error.
Saturday, the March
What do you think
31st
Cal
versus
Lutheran could have done
Redlands at
differently in
12
this game, Billy?
Please come out and have
Well,
a
you know,
safe drive
game
home.
one,
Thank you.
obviously, it was missed opportunities. In game one, they left 8 runners on base, 7 of which were in scoring position. They only left 4 in game 2, and only 2 were in scoring position, so they were having it right there with the offense. It was just that one inning, that one bottom half of the third where they gave up 5 runs. If you limit that damage right there, they're in this game and able to come out with a split. But unfortunately for Kowloon now, they're going to be leaving next week, losing this. For the first time, they get swept in a 2-game series.
And that loss will be given to Brittany Workman, who pitched 106 pitches total, 2 strikeouts, 4 walks, 7 earned runs off of 5 hits. She pitched in 4 innings. Megan Henry able to come out and try to limit the damage off of 41 pitches with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 run.
And for Kowloon now, you're looking at 3 out of the last 5 games that you dropped. They were already not doing as well as they had hoped to so far in SCIAC at 1-1. They're now going to drop to 1-3 in SCIAC, even up their record 5-5 overall. So that's going to be right around that middle of the pack if you look at the SCIAC standings. But Laverne, they come up with a big 2-game series sweep right here against Cal Lutheran after coming up with 2 huge ones, 10-9 against Chapman and then 3-2 against Chapman last weekend. So Laverne, 4 straight wins, as well as 8 of their last 9 games.
And really credit the relief pitching for Laverne, because at first it looked like the sky was falling with Catherine Navarro giving up those 5 runs. But then Ashley Caro and Gianna Rojo both able to come in and seal the deal and really prevent any further damage, any further runs to be scored.
And if you want to talk, sometimes they do player of the games. Well, how about player of the day? I think Gianna Rojo really proved herself today. She was having an up and down season, but today she goes 6 solid in game 1 to start the game, pick up a win to improve to 2-0. And then she comes out here and picks up a save right here in game number 2.
It was definitely a great performance by Gianna Rojo, able to pitch as much as she has. 6 innings in the first game to come back and end it here.
Final stat line, Kowloon, 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 4 on base. Laverne scored 8 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They left 4 on base. The winning pitcher is Ashley Caro. She improves to 1-0 on the season. Losing pitcher is Brittany Workman. She drops to 1-1.
And that'll do it for us here at Campus West. The Laverne Leopards win both games as they close out the second game, 8-5 over Cal Lutheran. I'm Christopher Livingston, joined with Billy Lopez. Thank you for watching SCIAC Softball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.